This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Frank, what should the golfers be looking out for today?
Going to have to play well from tee to green for a start. That's where most of the problem is. It sets up beautifully for a what we call a second shot golf course, providing you can get the ball in play. You will get rewarded for good iron play around here. The reason why is because when you miss, you're penalized.
Teeing off to start the round here at PGA West. This first hole is a 445-yard par 4. Frank, walk us through the first tee shot.
Only the longest hitters won't hit driver down here, Rich. 3 wood at that bunker if you are really, really long. Otherwise, sort of try and squeeze that driver down the left side. Shorten this hole up a little bit because it plays every inch of that 450 yards. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Frank, this is an approach shot here at the first hole that will get a player's attention.
It will. Very strategically placed bunker that protects that front right of the green, plus the angle of that green. If you're going to take it across that bunker, you better judge that inch perfect.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Jason Dufner getting set for his second shot.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
On the way. Oh, what a putt from long distance, bottom of the barrel. Birdie putt for Keegan Bradley. One under early in the round. To the second hole now, par 4, only 371 yards. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's really a layup hole here. No need to hit driver down there. The biggest bunker in the distance there is about 300 yards. You have to avoid that. Nothing wrong with hitting an iron or even a hybrid off this. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
That's a bit offline in the rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
He'll need to be strong with this. Frank, how good was that just to get it on the green?
Well, from that shot there, you would have thought for sure that there was no chance he had of finding the green. That was some shot.
Getting set now over the putt.
That's the cruelest thing about this game, Rich. I mean, it's another shot.
This is a 16-footer. Wow, I thought it was going in just off the mark by a fraction. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Clean this up with a tap. -1 in the early going. Frank, Pete Dye certainly gives you a variety of holes, and we see that. Granted, 3 par 4s to start, but each one with a different look.
They certainly are, Rich, and it's amazing what one good bunker will do. And the bunker I'm referring to is the one down the left side. That's about 285 yards to carry. It's the sort of bunker that keeps you honest. What a great shot. Oh, that's fine.
Bradley's an athlete, former ski racer who plays golf sort of like he's barreling down a mountain.
Yeah, that was in Vermont. Fortunately for us, he moved from Vermont onto the green fairways.
Frank, what's the best way to get at this hole location here at number 3?
If there's a desired shot pattern, it's a little draw off the tee and a little draw in. And the reason why, if you look at the shape of that green, it's on a 45-degree angle to the left. So it really does suit a shot coming in from the right. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious.
Second shot now for Keegan Bradley.
This is way left going left.
And that one's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball.
Just too much juicy grass between the ball and the club face. It's always going to come up short out of that sort of light.
In the thick stuff.
Thick, that's brutal out there.
And he's made the green. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. And so just getting started, even par so far. Just a couple of feet. Putt drops, now at 1 over par. Now at the 4th, par 3, and Frank, what's the key here?
Somehow find some green grass. The name Sandpit pretty much tells you what is around the green.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Not terrible, but not his best.
The outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
This is a cross-country special.
So close. That's a nice lag putt. Frank, what would you focus on a long putt?
That 3-foot circle, obviously you allow yourself a little bit more the further and further away you get, but just expectations, lower them a little bit. There's certain distances, just take 2.
Well, this one's tracking. Go ahead and do that. What a putt. He has this attempt for par. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Well, here we are at the 5th hole, a 535-yard par 5 for the long-hitting professionals. Frank, certainly not a long test. What is the challenge here on this hole?
It's another example of great design by Pete Dye. He'll give you the trouble on the left on the tee shot, and then he moves the trouble to the right on the second shot. It's going to get you one way or the other.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, this is good golfing weather. Nice strong breeze. Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Might need some wings just to clear this hazard.
That water is looking rather intimidating.
This now the 4th shot after the last one was in the water.
Yeah, just somehow just get it on the green.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Now his 4th shot. Look out left.
And there's rough over there.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. How does that stay out?
I have no earthly idea. Let's crawl that. Hole's round. Ball's meant to go in. A lip out's fine as long as it doesn't happen to you.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. So, 2 over par for the round. Good par. Well, the architect Pete Dye is known for visual intimidation. We see it at TPC Sawgrass at the Players every year. And you see it right here, Frank, at this 255-yard par 3-6 with water everywhere you look.
Yeah, you could make an argument here that it suits a little bit of a cut, like a Lee Trevino style fade. That's
Never a pleasant moment, the drop after you've gone into the water, but here we are. So this will be the third shot after taking the drop with the ball going in the water. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that. Even par, currently.
Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. 2 over for the day. And he's putting for par now. That's a par. Stays at +2. Frank, if you want to play this game at the highest level, and no doubt our players do, you have to sort of be tactical. Will you break down shots or break down a hole? How would you break down this hole in a very smart way?
Yeah, I know what you're getting at there. A lot of people would think 350 yards, you could bash a driver down there, you'd finish up in trouble. Well, the way to be aggressive on a strategic hole is to just put the first one in play in a position where you can attack with the second. And there's no shame in that. You can still walk off here more days than often than not with a 3.
Well, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Third shot now after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
Keegan Bradley with his 4th shot here. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Second shot, good look at the green. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So a bogey putt now for Keegan Bradley. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 6th hole seems to have rattled him. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Solid par for Dufner. Well, Frank, here at the par 5 8th, 559 yards. Looks as though the player's getting a break from the water, but there is some trouble out there.
Yeah, there certainly is bunkering both on the left and the right. Once again, though, par 5s are always an opportunity for the longer hitter. Even if you stray a little offline, then it just becomes a 3-shotter like it is for everybody else.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Third shot, Keegan Bradley. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Nice putt, count it.
He has this for birdie. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Dufner has it for the par. Frank, the ninth hole, a par 4 measuring 452 yards. This is no picnic.
This is the toughest tee shot on the front side. The easy way to bail out down the left side, it might appear that way off the tee, but then it becomes a zigzag hole where it's very easy to clock up something like a 6. The bunker down that right side, just 300 yards to get past that, but it's almost like he gives you an option there. If you do want to challenge that right side, the bunker just might save you from going in the water. But there's no question, the best drive is down the right, but it's the most dangerous one.
Player really needs to be dialed in here. This approach shot is not easy by any stretch here at the ninth.
Good looking shot right here.
How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, I just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
His second shot. Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Bradley
for his par. Needs birdies at some point, but will take the par to stay at 2 over. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Makes it and moves to 1 over.
Rich Lerner with Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We're at the Career Builder Challenge, early season action. Hole number 10 as we get going on the backside. And Frank, if you're hitting it low and left or you're hitting it high and right, you can make some big numbers out here. A lot of water.
Well, you certainly can, especially for those people that have to tee off the 10th, their first tee shot of the day. Somehow sneak it down the left side. 300 yards to get past all those bunkers down the right. I don't know if you want to do that with a cold start. But the further that you can get down this hole, obviously that second shot becomes a little shorter, and you'd like to go in with a short club here. There's a wall, like, I don't know, like the Great Wall of China down that left side of this green.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Jason Dufner getting set for his second shot.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Frank, again, this would appear to be a pretty good scoring opportunity.
This is so much about getting the distance right here. Bunkers on the left, there's the water to carry, that's needless to say, but also the mounding that's just behind the screen and to the right. It's very easy to just take the trouble out of play in the front and then find the trouble behind the screen. So second shot, judging the distance, imperative here.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and fill it up. So with that, the score is now at even par.
Frank, how about this hole, the par 5 11? Long one.
Oh, it is. And, you know, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. The other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole, a par 5 that you can't reach. You can still play it as a 3-shotter. And in some respects, you get rewarded for laying up here because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, it's certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
All right, Frank, second shot.
Yeah, it looks like a good lie. Just take maybe half a club more than the distance allows. Still got to check the wind. Don't have to fly the ball all the way to the flag from here.
Given the choice, most players would rather play from the green grass versus the white sand.
Yeah, there was no advantage to try and take that much more out of that fairway bunker. Couldn't reach the green. It's a smart play. Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there.
Now the third shot here at the par 5 11th.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Bit surprising, misses the green in regulation here at the par 5.
Yeah, you'd think this is one of the easier holes on the golf course. So now just trying to avoid 6.
Ready for his third shot, needs to hit this close.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
And he's made the green. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Dufner's been solid all day. This one again for par. Still playing even for the day after the par. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. 1 over for the day.
Frank, P. Dye always gets a player thinking what might be going through a player's mind right here.
You're going to play it as a layup. You know, that's a given. It's just what distance you want. And for every distance you're going to hit it off the tee, Pete Dye gives you a different challenge. If you lay it all the way back, obviously you've got the widest fairway. Then you've got the longest second shot. Get a little closer, it starts to shrink up, shrink up, shrink up. So it's how much do you want to bite off?
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker.
Frank, what's the right play here? Second to the short 12th.
Short flags, obviously got to keep it on that front section. When you've got a back flag, you've got to get it over that little faint ridge that's in the middle of this green. Got to go past that.
I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
That one is in the bunker. You know how to play this shot, Frank, right? You keep your chin up, you look down your nose at the ball, you have to pick it cleanly, and keep your head still. This will be a birdie if it drops. Dufner drops the birdie putt. See if Bradley can roll this in. In for par.
Now teeing off here at the par 3, 13th.
Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's off the beaten track. You've got 5 minutes to find it. This has to go in the hazard.
He needs to get up or it's going in. Frank, we've all been there. You hit one in the water, you're down. How do you regroup?
You've got to start from scratch again. Everybody's going to hit bad shots. That's just the nature of the game. But compounding mistakes, that's the problem that you want to avoid.
So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop. This now the third shot. And getting ready for the putt. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
This is for par for Dufner. Continues to putt beautifully. Just a little tap in here. So with that, 3 over par now for the round.
Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's 2 definitive options, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway. Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. He'll need to be strong with this.
Off the flight path again.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
A familiar waggle of Jason Dufner getting set for the approach.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot. Always tough to get a decent flight out of the rough. And you could see that ball was never soaring out of that light.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Settles in over the putt. Dufner has it for the par. Trying to limit the damage. This is for bogey. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey.
Well, Frank, we are turning home. It says so on the scorecard here at 15.
It is, and once again, another example of great bunkering by Pete Dye. Bunkers on a lot of golf courses are just simply left and right, but what Pete Dye does, he lets them cut in, especially that one down the left side of the fairway. It cuts in, so it has to be avoided, and it's going to be about 280 yards to take it completely out of play. That's probably the best line, is to get it just past that last bunker on the left side. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank.
Now the approach here at 15.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Birdie try up next. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
What a beautiful roll right there. Dead center. Frank, who are the best putters you've ever seen, and what did they do that made them so effective?
Well, there was always the Crenshaws that putted beautifully, but the best when it comes down to it, the Tiger Woodses and the Jack Nicklauses, the ones that made them when they had to.
Clean this up with a tap. This would be a good time to reverse the slide. 5 over par on the day.
This is the second par 5 at PGA West of 600 or more yards. The 16th is a pretty good test.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Well, you can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks. Second shot.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Frank, anything you do differently from the rough in terms of your swing? Do you hinge the club a little bit more quickly?
No, normally put the ball just a little bit further back in your stance because you want the club to be going down. Down, it's got to go down through the grass, through the ball.
Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
You're just battling to make par. And this is going to be difficult.
And setting up here in the rough. How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Still not home yet, playing his fourth.
Get down! Lay down!
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
No way! He hold it, Frank.
Great pitch shot.
You like this one, Frank?
Oh, it's a good one. Safely on.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. And he makes it for a bogey here. Well, Frank, the most famous island green obviously is TPC Sawgrass, Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, Pete Dye's creation. People forget this is also an island green here in the California desert.
And it's called Alcatraz, and I've never heard of anyone trying to break into Alcatraz.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Moving a little left of the flagstick, Frank. Let's see if Bradley can knock this in for another birdie. Boy, he looked like Ben Crenshaw right there. That was smooth and easy, right in the heart.
This is that awkward length.
You have to like that. 4 under.
Well, here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long, water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's 3 groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with.
One last good approach here to the 18th hole. Let's see what happens.
Hazard?
Maybe wet. Frank, you've just hit one in the water. You don't want to compound the mistake. What's the mindset here?
This one right here, you've got to forget that big blue oasis in front of you.
This now the 4th shot after the last one was in the water.
Yeah, just somehow just get it on the green. This has no chance of finding the fairway. This is turning left.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that 2nd shot.
That's still not done. A good 3rd shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Frank, just been a really sloppy hole to this point.
Whew, just a barrage of mistakes, really. And the best he can do, really, with a good one, is to get away with a bogey, and that's what he's got to think of.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. And that's a par for Jason Dufner, the 2013 PGA champion. Keegan now to lose only 1 shot. Well, too bad he gives one back. Well, Frank, as we put a wrap on the day, it was plain to see he just didn't have his best stuff, but that's golf, and there's always tomorrow.
Yeah, the beauty of this game, you're rated by your best and your worst golf. Today's not, I don't think, a fair assessment.